friends, welcome back to a new lesson. Well, in today's lesson, we are going to look at some slang terms that we can use when we are sick. So, slang terms for being sick. Well, yes, we do fall sick and ill. There are times when we can't go to work because we are really in a bad shape. So in English, we have certain slang terms that you can use for being sick. I have 10 slang terms that you can learn in today's lesson. So let's get started. The very first one that I have for you is ate up. Now when you use this slang term, she's all ate up with cancer, it means that you are talking about being sick or being ill with an incurable disease. Well, for example, cancer. Cancer is incurable if it's in the last stage. Well, yes, if it's detected early, then it is curable. But when you know that there's nothing that one can do, so it is an incurable disease. And if someone is ill and sick with an incurable disease, then this is one of the slang terms that you can use in English. Okay? For example, John is ate up with cancer, okay, which means that he is sick with an incurable disease. Let's move on to another slang term that you can use, which is blah. Yes, blah means you are just unwell. So this is used very commonly by a lot of people. So when you're just a little unwell, maybe with a sore throat, or you're feeling a little feverish and you can't make it to work, then you can call in sick and you can say, oh, I can't make it to work today because I'm just feeling blah. So blah means that you are feeling unwell. Okay? Let's move on to the third slang term that I have for you, which is crunchy. Now, when you might have heard people saying, oh, I feel so crunchy this weekend. So crunchy is when you are really tired and exhausted, and just because you're so tired and exhausted, you're not feeling too well. So you're feeling unwell because you are tired or exhausted. So, for example, this week has been terrible. I am so tired that I feel so crunchy, and that's why I'm not going to step out this weekend. So because you're so tired and exhausted, it's been a very tiring week for you and you don't feel too well. You just don't want to get out of your bed. So you can use the term crunchy. Okay, I feel too crunchy, I'm not gonna step out this weekend. Okay, that's how you can use it in English. Let's move on to another slang word that we have for you, which is sick as a dog. Oh, this food has made me sick as a dog. So what does this really mean? Now, sick as a dog is when you are very ill, okay, very sick, and especially with an upset stomach. So maybe you're having really bad cramps and you're throwing up. Oh, you are so sick and unwell. So to be extremely sick with an upset stomach. Okay, so if you're throwing up and you're cramping bad and you're just not feeling great, then you can use this term by saying that, I feel sick as a dog this morning. Okay, so probably you ate some bad food and you have now a bad stomach infection, and that's why you are sick as a dog. Okay, let's move on to another term, which is torn down. Well, torn down, again, it means that you are feeling really sick. And unwell. Okay, now this term is usually used again when you are very tired and exhausted, and that's exactly the reason why you're not feeling well. So this is very similar to the one here, which is crunchy. So for example, I don't think I can make it for the picnic because I feel really torn down. So which means that you're really unwell because you're very tired. You know, your body is aching and you don't feel like getting out of your bed. So, or I can say body ache, or your body is aching and that's why you're feeling really ill. Okay, let's move on to another one. I've been puking all morning. So what does this really mean? Well, puking is a slang term for vomiting. Yes, when we have an upset stomach, when the food doesn't really get digested, then what happens? Well, either you pass loose, sticky motions or you throw up. So you vomit. So rather than saying, ugh, I have been vomiting all morning, you can use the slang term puking. She's been puking so much. So puking is another term or a slang term for vomit. All right, let's move on to another one, which is laid up. Laid up is when you are forced to stay in bed because of some illness or because of an accident. So probably you had a bad accident and you have a broken arm and a broken leg and you can't really move. So you are forced to be in bed, right? So yes, if you have a broken arm or a broken leg, you can't just get out of your bed and start dancing and do your regular jobs. That's like impossible. So if your friends call in and say that, hey, are you coming with us this weekend for a movie? So you would end up saying that, oh no, I'm all laid up. There's no way I can get out of the bed. So it's because probably you're really sick and the doctor has advised you to stay in bed, or probably you can't really move because you had an accident. Okay? So when you're forced to stay in bed. Well, not to sleep, but you're forced to stay in bed because of an illness or because of an accident. All right, let's move on to another one, which is fable. Now, fable is used when you are really tired. Okay, this is just very similar to the one crunchy and torn down. So when you're really tired, you're having a very bad backache or a body ache, and that's why you're feeling very unwell and you can't really do something, so you can use the term feeble. Okay, so it's just a slang term for being unwell. All right, moving on to another one, which is quizzy. Now, quizzy is you know, when you feel very nauseous, like for example, I get really sick when I travel by car. So I have car sickness or motion sickness, and I feel very nauseous and I just want to throw up and my head starts hurting. So this is one of the terms that you can use in informal English, which is quizzy. So quizzy is when you feel really nauseous or you know your head starts hurting because you have motion sickness, or it's just that you're not feeling too well. Use the term quizzy. All right, and then moving on to the last slang term that I have for you, which is giddy. Oh, I feel so giddy. Well, what's happening? So when do you use this? Well, when you feel a little dizzy, okay, probably you're gonna faint, you know, you're feeling a little unsteady, then you can use the slang term giddy. Oh, I feel so giddy. Okay, so which means that you feel really unsteady or dizzy. Happens, right? There are so many times when probably you have not eaten your breakfast and you're feeling very uneasy and your head starts hurting and you feel so unsteady. So this is one of the slang terms that you can use in your informal English. Okay, so these are the 10 slang terms that you can use when you are sick. Because yes, falling ill, falling sick is quite a part and parcel of our lives. So use it when required, or else just stay fit and healthy. And I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, you take care.